Macarena. That isn't accurate at all. Why did it do that? Hey, it is streaming time. Just sending the links to all the peoples, which is mostly done. I've done that. Could open this up. Wait a bit for folk to show up. Because hey, hello. Oops. Microphone is not positioned correctly. Need to buy a new microphone because this one is falling to pieces. What world of darkness, Splat, do you think Alan Wake falls into? Mage, actually. Mage the magicking or whatever the hell it's called. And thank you very much, Enderlord. Oh right, I get these things, the highlighted messages and stuff. That's cool. I forgot that was a thing. I need to figure out how to adjust channel points. Anyway, yes, as Enderlord has said, welcome to the stream. I have now hit affiliate status. So in 60 streams, I will have emoticons for followers. I haven't thought of any ideas for what I would put as subscriber emotes, so I haven't, thought of things to put there. You have a good one, Knight. As a writer, do you ever feel bad about making a character a villain or killing them off? Or, yeah, I do. I do at times. There are characters where it's like, man, I feel bad that you're evil and are going to die, because you're fun to write. I only kill characters in, moments where I feel like it makes sense for them to die. And sometimes that's early and sometimes it takes a bit. And it is one of those things. Anyway, speaking of writing stuff, today, November 5th, is the actual canonical date of Ray Sios's birthday, if you are a reader of my book. So, happy birthday! Woo! 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 So if you have any questions about Ray specifically, feel free to ask them while we play Alan Wake. Okay, thank you, Enderlord, for the subscription. Thank you. And I have changed around the alerts a little bit. That is the subscription alert. The follow alert is different now. And there is an alert for cheering with bits and stuff. Though you don't have to show it off. But yeah, thank you very much. I will make there be subscriber emotes. I need to think of what they would be. I think you need to actually have bits for it to do that, Night. And bits are like money objects. Right, we gotta go to Lover's Peak, which is over here. Motor vehicles prohibited, no littering, dogs must be leashed at all times. Speaking of dogs, Knight made a realization last time about the famous dog is third best. That entire conversation was about hot dogs and not like actual dogs. I didn't consider that at all. Anyway, Seems we are blocked off, although we can do some parkour. This is parkour for a writer. We are not very athletic, even if I can run faster than Alan. Ooh, manuscript page. Nightingale's arrival.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Now this is interesting. Who the heck is Agent Nightingale? And why has he got such a thematically appropriate name? Nature Wood, Moonshine Cave, Nature Trail. Why did I say Nature Wood? Oh, there's a gazebo. Cool. We may have passed the gazebo. Oh! Gondola! Da 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 da. Waiting for the gondola. Waiting for the gondola. Reminded of Raz's excitement at the funicular in Psychonauts 2. Kid just loved a funicular. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this was a bad idea. Uh-oh, Alan. Alan, you've made a mistake. Okay, that could have went a lot worse. Oh, but the... Uh-oh. We're surrounded by the Taken.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
Could I please pick up my flashlight? Thank you.
That flashlight's kid stuff.
Yeah.
Flares will keep the bastards away.
Ah, it is time for this mechanic. Hold down mouse to use flares.
I see 'em. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but
Let's move.
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on it.
I had
Took a moment.
multiple
Then
guns.
I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake. You better keep up.
Gasp. This is the Kidnapperman. And now we have an escort mission where, whoa, watch out! Where we are the person being escorted. Uh-oh. Ow! Kidnapper, you gotta shoot these guns better. Whoa! Ow! I realize you're a bad guy, but please shoot them better, man. There we go. Ah! That guy just came running out of nowhere. I guess I'll turn around.
Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Pull them off, damn it.
Well, time to use the flares. Oh, I really appreciate that, Enderlord. I really do. Like, that does mean a lot.
A little longer, I almost got it. Hey, it's open. Move it or lose it.
Ah, ouch! Leave me alone, darkness creatures. So yeah, that's the flares. We now have a mechanic for if we get surrounded by nasty men.
Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe.
Give me back my wife.
Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Oh, I like the heart. That's cute. Oh. Radio tower. Ah, okay. That makes sense, Underlord.
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
On the plus side, this area is... Ow! On the plus side, this area is not very, this isn't very wide, so we have a very, like, death tunnel for these guys. Aha, dodged. A kidnapper, man! You gotta learn how to shoot.
Die already, die! Stop moving!
Man, this guy's a bad shot. Ow! He's not moving! Shoot him, you dumb ass. Ah, guy up there.
Monster! Fighting me! That boy, huh? He's a king, Wake.
You gotta learn how to aim better, kidnapper man. Uh-oh. Ow! Where did that guy come from? Whoa! What the big man? Very big man!
That's right. That's right. You just keep coming.
Shoot the biggest man! Goodness!
See? Nothing to
Okay, kidnapper.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were going to say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're going to bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her up.
Oh, Alan, what are you doing? We are trying to save our wife, and this guy says he has our wife.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry.
And he wants our
Come back
manuscript.
here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Next move is opening this secret area with lots of flares. But yeah, that's the idea. This dude wants our manuscript because he thinks it's got powers. So he kidnapped our wife. Uh-oh. God damn it. Oops.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here! He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Now, in the slightest defense of this kidnapper that I can muster, it does seem as though our manuscript tells the future. So there is something there. But also, our wife vanished before we wrote it. So it's very likely that this may not be exactly what we think it is. Hey, a manuscript page. Alice's fear of the dark.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now.
Okay, so since you did miss the opening, Razir, when we first arrived in Bright Falls, it was date. Alan jumps into the water to save Alice, because he thinks Alice is in the water, because he heard her splash, and he wakes up a week later. So in the time of a week, Alan has written a manuscript, which is a short time, but also we're talking about a guy who's based on Stephen King, and Stephen King, at his most coke bender, could pump out a novel in maybe in a week. That seems reasonable for Stephen King, because that boy can write. Sleep writing, it seems. Or perhaps something else. Who knows? Yeah, Alan Wake woke up in a car that he had crashed into a wall. Well, a mountain, so not a wall, but you know what I mean. There was a shadow person over there. What is this market? Oh! Oh, Jeebus! Ah! I was wondering what the shiny was, but it was a bad shiny. My poor leg. Okay, just be mindful of bear traps, I guess. God, there's a lot of bear traps in these woods. This is an absurd amount of bear traps. And they're all really close together. This would be very inefficient if you were using them to, hunt animals. Many revolver bullets. Oh, another manuscript page. Be careful, Alan. Don't fall off. Sarah thinks about Wake.
Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go with that argument, because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on, something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman, that hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
As a reminder, Sarah Breaker is the cop lady. Still got it. Picked up exactly 1 bullet. There's stuff over there. Also, what looks like danger pit. Whoa! Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Rude. Flare unnecessary here, but... Get knocked one of them off the edge. That's funny. Flare was definitely unnecessary. Big screamy. Whatever's after us does not like us succeeding. Oh, come on. 2 of them. These guys take... Whoa! Guys seem to take less damage than the other ones we fought. So that's good. You know what? Yeah, let's jump on down. Oh! Alan Wake with legs of glass. So I mentioned last time that the Taken just rambling about their jobs makes them much creepier than if they were just like generically evil monsters. I think the Taken not saying anything is also pretty damn effective. Because these guys are usually very talkative. And these are like super not saying anything, and that's concerning. Also, don't adjust your window here. It is as distorted as it looks. Ow! Bopped me with an axe before he left. How rude. Free coffee. Hell yeah. Free bullets and batteries from Energizer. Manuscript page. Wake here. Oh! Uh-oh! Wake, here's a chainsaw. Is that good? Is that a good thing to hear about?
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Uh-oh. That seems bad. Ah, hunting rifle. I see you. I pressed the button to dodge. There. I do wish I had more hunting rifle ammo. Heck off! Heck off, you big loser. I'm collecting collectibles. Focus on what? Oh! Hello, airplane!
I heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Now that's creepy. And the plane's got a bunch of gunk on it. Bunch of that shadow gunk. Ooh, there's a secret. There's a secret. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Where's that one pointing to? Pointing to over that direction roughly, but like, where in this direction? That graffiti is pointing at me to somewhere around here, but I can't find it. That's unfortunate. We have angled the airplane down. Alan. I don't really know what that accomplished. But it accomplished something, that's for sure. Oh, hold on. Ah, it's again pointing upwards. Ow! Okay, so not doing that. That is a thing that is wrong. Ah, I see. I found it. So I have to re-angle the plane. No, that was wrong. I need to find a way to get onto the plane. Alan! Baby, please. Wait, oh, I see. I see. By angling the plane down, we broke off the wing. So we can just get up here. Assuming I know how to jump. Alan, up. Up, boy. There we go. Because angling the plane down broke the wing off, so it would make it possible to get up here. And inside, we find... Flare gun! Ooh, 2 flare guns! Oh, wait, no. No, those are just regular flares. Never mind. No fun for me. Well, airplane has been solved. I thought there was an achievement attached to solving airplane. That looks like death. That's the wrong place to go. Ah, there's the head of the airplane. Camera, why are you like this? One of these days it will make sense. Ooh. Another flare. Flares are important and useful. But hey, we're almost out of the woods. Ow, rude. Gotcha. Darkness man. Hunting rifle ammo. More ammo for my guns. Ah, I see a coffee thermos. This is not worth it. Also, this is a collectible in a spooky zone. So I gotta be careful of that in the future. Whoa! Dude is here. Oh, that's a shadowy dude. That is true, by the way. Hunting can save you your own money, but you gotta be careful. And really, you shouldn't be hunting with guns, because that'll get the lead into your body when you eat the animal. That's just, not good. Don't do that to yourself. Lead is not for animals, and you are an animal. And also, if you do go hunting for your own money, for your own, food, make sure to use every part of the animal. And if you have no intention of using every part of the animal, give it to someone who will. Don't go wasting that animal sacrifice. And don't, fucking hunt for sport, because that makes you kind of shitty. Not that hunting for sport isn't, a valid sport, necessarily, but also, it's kind of messed up killing things for entertainment. Killing real things. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, we are in an interesting place full of shadowy goo. I like the little exhausted puff it makes. Is there more up here? Yes, but also no at the same time, because we are cut off. Ah, kick! Kick it! That allows us to get a manuscript page. And yeah, that is very true. Like, if you are going to hunt for money, make sure you go big or go home. And share your spoils with the rest of society. Barry in Elderwood.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crack. Somehow the world had changed. Like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Ha. That's kind of funny. What is up here? Ah, more flares. Flares are so useful. Just putting an AoE around you of just like, no, screw off, go home. Coffee thermos. Alan has so many coffees. There are 100 coffee thermoses in the game, which arguably could imply that he has drunk 100 thermoses worth of coffee throughout this entire game. Something to think about. Manuscript page. Deputies at the logging site.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
I do like this. It's not as delivered as well as it could be, but hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is. Like, this time around could be cut easy. The rest of this is actually quite good. But wait, if I've done that, where do I go from here? Is it? Oh, there's a ladder in here. But yeah, as a reminder for those who might be just tuning in, today is also the canonical birthday of Ray Sios, the main character of Initial Sparks. So if you have any questions about her, feel free to ask, and I will answer. The darkness wears her face. Oh god, he got a big axe. Yup. Whoop, whoop, woohoo! On purpose. Ow! Oh, Alan Wake. Poor dude. Okay. Okay, you should use a friggin' flare here. There we go. Big guy dealt with. Not enough for a full clip of the hunting rifle, but we've got a fair amount of hunting rifle ammo. Like, for this game. How do you think she'd get along with other fire users in fiction? I mean, it depends, really. Like give me a specific fire user, and I can answer that. Generally speaking, I imagine it would be fine, because most fire users are good people who are also bombastic and silly and goofy, which definitely describes Ray to a degree. Ah, manuscript page. Wake feels the dark presence.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the taken. No natural path had brought them here.
Just explaining that mechanic of how the dark presence zones work. I think Johnny Flame, the Human Torch, would be someone that Ray feels is a little obnoxious. Roy Mustang is a cop, so inherently distrusting of him. Even though he's a good guy, he is still a cop. And Ray absolutely would find, like, Zuko hot. Like, 100%. That's the type of bad boy she'd kind of be into. And see, the thing is, I can't think of any myself because I'm in the middle of playing a video game. Another emergency box. Batteries and revolver ammo we don't need because we're flush with revolver ammo. I think she would like Roy after, like, getting used to him. It would just require, like, getting to know the guy. She'd just be a little initially worried about him because, like, he is a military policeman. That is one of those things where it's like, I'm a little distrusting of that because of my circumstances. Spider-Man's cool. Spider-Man would be like a friend. But then also Spider-Man's one of those guys who you can just kind of, like, get along with in general. The one thing, though, is that Ray would be certain that, like, no, you're more spider than man, right? Like, you're secretly like a spider under that suit. Wolverine is one of the only superheroes that is Canadian. So within context, it would be like, hey, you're also Canadian. You're also extremely hyper-violent and remind me of people I know. It's one of those things where it's like, you're cool. I'm going to stand over here away from you, though. Lithium batteries. And more revolver bullets that we don't need. Campgrounds. I'm sorry, I just realized that you said Roy Sios and Ray Mustang. That shows how focused I am on video game. Oh, Luz from Owl House is another character that would be like, oh, Ray is immediately attracted to her. Like, oh, damn. This is true. Uh-oh, chainsaw! I was wondering when chainsaw would happen. See, that's the joy of finding the manuscript pages. You know Chainsaw Man is coming! It's just a matter of when. Behold! Light! Everlasting! Where did Chainsaw Man... Oh, he avoided the rest of the flare. Uh-oh. Flare! Oh, I missed. Got him. But yeah, I think also that Luz is very much the style of character that Ray is. So, like, it would be like, oh, we are similar, and also you're super cool. That kind of vibe. Okay, sometimes the camera really is just weird. Ray really like within, if there was a She-Ra equivalent in Ray's world, she would be very big on Catra. Like, no, Catra kicks ass and she deserves everything good that ever happens to her. Yeah, she messed up a bunch, but like that happens.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Okay, glad that Barry's not dead from the attacks that are happening at the lodge, but like still kind of concerned. More birds. Campgrounds. Ah, camper
I
vans.
still had to reach Barry at the
Coffee.
but at least I was out of the woods.
Characters that Ray would absolutely hate. Oh, I had a good answer for this, but I don't remember. Damn, I'm blanking on it. I know that if Ray saw Ruby, she would probably enjoy it more than, say, I do, which is I enjoy it 0. I enjoy it less than 0. But I think Ray would enjoy it a little bit. And she would probably dislike Weiss because it reminds her of, like, the bad times with Chloe.
I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster.
God,
Headlights were a welcome bonus.
this car with all those lights would be very nice to have in this situation. Another swing set with tire.
I had to find the key to the garage.
I'm working on it. Manuscript page. Nightingale fires at Wake. Uh-oh, we're gonna get shot at.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Cold instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Well, dang. Anything in here? There's no bathrooms in the bathroom.
I needed the garage key to get to the car.
Look, the hunting rifle will help us get that. But yeah, no, there's no bathrooms in the girls' bathroom. That implies a lot of funny stuff, actually.
The garage key had to be somewhere nearby.
Oh, this place has got lights. Okay, so there are toilets in the male's bathroom, but not in the woman's bathroom. A TV again.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
This is very true. Like, that is actually some legitimate good writing advice. Whoa! Be gone! Don't be weird. Especially in the bathroom. Well, let's get ourselves a truck. The Elderwood Park Ranger truck. Surprise! There's driving in this video's game. And yes, we can boost the lights in the truck. We could also mow down the Taken. This part is very cool, in my opinion. And also you can get out to collect collectibles, like free coffee on this overturned logging truck. That's not good. I'm sure it's fine. That would be pretty funny. Ah! What are you doing? Get off my vehicle! Rude, man. I think they can try and, like, pull you out of the vehicle. But he looked like he was just getting, like, stuck. Why is this car beeping? This car has nothing going on. Okay. Give me just a moment. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Just had to check some messages briefly. Ooh. There is... There's something over here. And I do like some things. More flares, and that's it, huh? Well, that was kind of a letdown. Going back on the road, then. Do 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 do. Second favorite game after Night of the Stars. That's a good question. It'd probably be like an RPG. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a fantasy RPG. Ow! Ah, god damn it. I'm die. Wow, you have to restart the whole segment, huh? Yeah, it's true, but like there is a specific name. I just don't remember it. The secret is that it is slightly based on it is kind of based on the story of my friend Fury, who is a very good friend, and they're very cool and do a lot of wonderful art. I wanted to directly reference it, but I don't remember the name. Ramp! It's a terrible ramp! Driving in video games, where driving is not, like, a main feature of the game, usually. Welcome back, Knight. Okay, I need to leave car to kill these guys. Ow! Well, no, I needed to do that so I could get this coffee. I was having trouble actually hitting them with the vehicle. And got a little stuck. But I am free! Free to drive as my will depends on. Hey, we're all the way back up here. It's to kill people to get access to a coughing. Ouch. Right, it's up here. Hi-ho, silver! Away! Well. That's rude. How could you just leave your camper van in the middle of the road like this? Oh, I got flare guns.
Flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
I actually get a flare gun. Blapow! Get exploded! Oh, Jeebus. That's a lot of dudes. Got him. Ah, life-giving light.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
Not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. Not, well, get me.
Yes, I get you.
God, I hate Twilight. Twilight's bad. I suppose that's an inspiration in that it is a good example of how not to write your book. Other actual inspirations is I read a lot of Redwall as a kid, and Redwall books are really good. Like, as much as I do rag on him, Stephen King does have some good works that were very inspiring when I was a girl who probably too young to be reading them. The Deathgate cycle is another, like, big one that I'm a big fan of. That was written by the same people who did Dragonlance, but in their own setting, and I quite like it. Trying to remember things that I've read. I just always have been a big fan of books, though. Hey, Barry. This is the wrong cabin. Keep the lights on. What other books have I read where it's been like, wow, this is incredible and an inspiration? Damn, I can't. This is gonna be very... Yeah, Redwall gets repetitive, but, like, far as children book go, they're pretty good. Because, like, yeah, they have a formula, but also, where else are you going to read a very cool fight between a samurai otter and a fucking wild dude wearing a panther pelt or a wolf pelt? I forget which it is. That's an inspiration of, here is this otter who is just a samurai and he is going to die, but he's going to die fighting.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
That's a lot of birds. Barry's having a bad day. Yeah, the Pearl of Lutra was a influence. Oshawott dies? That's not inaccurate. Oh god, 2 more flares. What do I have to shoot with these? What's left? I have not read Catcher in the Rye. I tried, it was just kind of boring. Oh, kaboom! Yeah, I figured you were, Knight. I mean, it's got some Alfred Hitchcock in there too, yeah. But it's mostly Stephen King. Come at me, birds! Get him!
You can open the door now. They're gone.
All birds defeated.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Well, that was suspicious
Have a great day.
of her.
Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old
Good girl.
Well, that's not good. She's very taken. Uh-oh. I don't know what you're referring to, Knight, by the way.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am? You. Won't you say something?
Okay, I've never seen either of
I need
those.
to get my bearings. Amongst
Well,
Previously on Alan Wake.
on to episode
Alice
3.
has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her.
You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Ransom. Episode 3.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy.
I mean, that...
Appearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
So, just as an aside, Razier's not wrong about all of those things having been what happened. Also, I like that Randolph here has a bit of a limp. Makes it clear that he's like an ex-military guy and gives him a bit of an endearing character trait.
I'll take you to Rose's trail.
Also, a lot of interesting stuff from Barry here about Thomas Zane. Where have we heard that name before?
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
Yeah, I had the exact same thought, Knight. That's something that we will see in the future, but is definitely something that I have theorized about. Oh, hey, hot dogs. Hot dog. Oh God, they're spelt with a D-A-W. You're gonna get.
Listen, I got things to do. This place don't run itself.
Hot dog, chili dog, corn dog, taco dog, the famous. Hey, it's the famous dog. It's the famous. We found the famous dog.
Oh, give me a break, mister.
Big dog, monster dog, belly burster, trailer trash dog. You know you're either gonna get like 5 diseases or have the best hot dog of your life, or both from like any of these, but especially the trailer trash dog. Granny Claus clam chowder. That's concerning. Sparkling River Special. Asgardian chicken parmesan? Cauldron Lake deep fry plate. Zany chicken fried steak. What about it is zany? Also, you also know you're gonna get a hell of a meat dish when you go to a restaurant that calls its salad rabbit food. You're gonna get like, you're gonna eat it and you're gonna regret it for like ever. But also it's going to change your life. I'm so glad I saw this, because I did not know that we would get all this wonderful information. Doc Dixon is a fucking liar. He deserves it.
Barbara Jagger drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook store. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Wow, that's a lot of really good information catching, Barry. And is Barry a dick? I think, like, limp aside, I think Randolph's being the bigger dick. It's like, yeah, she's loopy, but she's not homeless. What the fuck does that mean, Randolph? What does that mean, Randy? I guess Barry's being a bit of a dick in that he's like...
Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's an Americanism that I did not know, Knight. Thank you for letting me know. So, yeah, he's being a bit of a dick then. Rose Marigold. Her name is Two Flowers. Oh! Maybe she's not taken. Maybe she's just going to the Discworld.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
I like how you can see some of the darkness coming off of her during that scene.
This is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Oh, what's... Oh...
Barry!
Look, Alan's not a very smart boy.
What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Turn the lights on.
I was going to say that, but then you talked about the bag lady thing, and it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Back to work, boy.
God, that's horrifying. Like, that entire scene's actually really creepy and unsettling.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right.
Well, that's
Promises
concerning.
me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Well, that's kind of cutting right through the veil and making it very clear what has happened here. And I like it. Like, now we know more or less the bulk of what is happening. Also, hey, medicated in hate. Alan Wake, why do you write like this? Oh, that might not be Alan Wake, because all of his other books are over here. Speaking of which, these cutouts in her shrine are very funny. Like, look at these. I'm not even sure half of these are the same actor. And over here we see Believe in Change. Yeah, we were knocked out cold. Also, she has one of the mammoth plushies. That's cute and characterizing.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Don't mind me taking that. Cooking with corn. 72 tasty recipes involving corn.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. Have a nice day. Come back soon.
As a writer, how do you deal with random eldritch entities using your writing to demonically possess the people around you? Well, generally speaking, I deal with that the way you usually do. Return to Sender. That's another one of the books that is ours.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
Yeah.
Right. Deserve more. So handsome.
Well, I mean, that's what you do for this eldritch entity. Each eldritch entity has different rules that you have to deal with. Sometimes you have to negate their ability to move. Sometimes you have to freeze them in place, which is the same thing, but different. Sometimes you have to slice them in half with Blade Runner.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
This is a reference to something. Anyway, manuscript page. Randolph calls the police.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her better. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Oh, that's not good for us, but nice on the guy. Yep, hit the caps lock button. Radio.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM. Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder. What's on your mind, Walt? Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt. Argument with Danny. You know, Danny, and, then I get in trouble with the law, you know, and, I'm just, well... I heard something like that, Walt. Yeah. Well, you know, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, you know, waiting. It's bad, and there's something in the air tonight, man. I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt? I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go. Well, Walt, maybe... No, thanks, Pat. Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
So, and yeah, he did live, because we turned on the light. I actually think this changes if you don't hit the light in that cell, so, good. Also, man, it's really unsettling to just get a glimpse of the fact that you are not the only person going through the terrors. Like, everything that Alan's dealing with, it's not just him. There are other folk who are having a rough go of it. And that's always really scary to think about, in my opinion. Just this feeling of, this dreadful feeling that, like, everything you've done is a sliver of what the entire area is experiencing. I like that, though. That's a good vibe. It's a good vibe for horror. That's just some, like, oil or whatever. Petrol, probably.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
God, Nightingale is just immediately...
I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Immediately opens fire. What the hell, bud?
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Mr. Wake, come on! Make it easy!
Get after him! Don't let him get away! Move it! Move it! Move it! I'll have you shot if you let him get away!
What's really fun about Nightingale as a character is he calls Wake by every other writer name but Wake. Called us Hemingway and called us Spillane. I don't remember who Spillane is, but definitely something. Oh, there's... Also, this is a fun, like, inversion of what you've been doing for the entire game. Avoid the light. The light is from the people who are trying to shoot and kill you. The game has successfully turned your good into bad here.
Damn.
Ah, Mickey Spillane. I don't know who I've never actually heard of that, unfortunately. Also, yeah, as Alan Wake is showing, the eternal adage is true. If shit sucks, hit the bricks. Hey, manuscript page. The dark presence sleeps.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Oh no. Did rock music did not save the day. That's sad. That's tragic, even. Oh, things are getting more dark presency. Whoop! Oh, okay. Well, I didn't do that. And there's no cops in it. It's fine. Okay, yeah. I don't... Are you done? No more dialogue? Okay, good. There's a page over here. Alpha does like to toss cars. That's not wrong. It wasn't me. It wasn't Wake. Manuscript page. Rose visited by the dark presence.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. Pretty girl, she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Spooky. So yeah, we already knew that basically happened, but it's nice to get a confirmation. Now, if only there was a shotgun and or flashlight dropped by this guy, this car, so we could actually be armed. We are still in escape the police mode. Drop hazard. Woo. A flare. Why would you shoot it in the air like that? That's such a waste. I'm thinking it's not going to be a stealth segment night. I'm thinking this is more of an Alien Isolation moment where our enemies are infighting.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Yeah, there are moments where stealth does work. I love Sarah Breaker being like, have you seen this man? He wears a tweed jacket. There's no way he's killing all of my cops. But, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, Razier. But also, it is meant to be like, he's just a dude. He has no way of fighting back against our gunmen. He's just a nerd dude. Oh, a full-on helicopter, huh? Why the hell is there a helicopter?
You on the ground. Hold it right there.
Ah, this is an FBI helicopter. Unfortunately for them. Okay, I like that they do manage to kill some of the birds. That's cute. That helicopter's dead, though. Rip to Nightingale, I suppose. I like that it says that we still have to escape the police, even though it's very clear all of the police have died except for Miss Breaker. Yep, that's a dead helicopter, all right. No fancy boy on the moon. Darn. Coffee. I don't think there's anything like specific you have to find with this. It just is a fun bit of stuff you can use. Coffee. More coffee. Endless coffee. We have gotten a quarter of the coffee thermoses.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. Jake, we have both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. But it was... Hey, come on.
Sit down and give me that.
James, Mulligan here. Over.
Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about it, you know what I mean? Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in and take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh, yeah, I bet it does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Well, I'm glad that some of the cops aren't dead, I guess. Shame about our buddy getting arrested.
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
Indeed we can. There's a radio tower. And the radio station. I guess that's where we want to go next? Wake? I think is the idea. Feel like going to the radio station wouldn't, you know, be the best way of getting away from the cops, but maybe. It's the closest place with lights, I guess.
I imagine that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Okay, you know, that makes sense. In as much as that sort of thing can make sense, that makes sense. Look, there's only so much we got going on.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without light.
Well, it's time for puzzle gameplay, or at least looking around for lights.
There was no power to the searchlight.
Damn. Ah, coffee. Oh, this is the coffee that I saw from the fire tower. Oops. Now the killer knows where I am.
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Dang it! This is why the killer shouldn't be allowed to interact with the generator. This is a joke, and I also don't believe it. I think, this is important for Dead by Daylight. Well, that works. We've successfully killed that gate. Also, I like the implication that any sort of light that Wake gets his hands on, he can just focus it with, like, his intensity. Ah, there we go. Flashed light. Creepy birch tree. Rose. Rose was the imposter. To a degree, anyway.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Flashbang grenades. So we had the flares, which are good defensive tools. Now we have flashbangs. How useful do you think flashbangs are against the Taken? Very is the answer. Powerful work there, Wake. Hey, another radio. More batteries.
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10-15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Well, that's just gotta be scary. Like, to the normal people in town. Also, yes, Knight, I am gonna do that. When I was setting up, yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it isn't showing up in the actual stream. When I was setting this up, I didn't see anything about how to, about, like, channel point adjust, like, things. So I'll have to ask Robin for help on that, yeah. Oh, manuscript page. Go away, bad guys! I am not under arrest. I have a manuscript page. Leave me alone! Die! Need to read this. Rose is touched by the dark presence.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Goodness. But yeah, I will ask Robin how to get that sorted, because I didn't see any options for that in the menu that I had. And I would like to do that. I would like to have more interesting things, and maybe a talkie device. Out! Rude. Screw off. Die. No! How is there more? Die. Ah, you survived! Blammo! There we go. I've started some kind of light. Lithium batteries and flares. Trust no one in the dark. We'll keep that in mind. Previous conversation had the hitchhiker was more directly aggressive because he was actually evil instead of just a normal person. The cops are more directly aggressive because they were already on hostile terms with Alan. That's a good point, Knight. We have successfully protected ourselves from the dark. For the time being, anyway. Ow. Okay, enough with you. Go die. Die in a light hell. It's a good thing this small town police force has accidentally ordered 10,000 flashbang grenades. They shouldn't have let Thornton, or whatever his name was, do the product requisitioning. You freeze. Okay, this is not some platforming puzzle. This is just go into the light. Be safe.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
What do you have for us? I just don't see why Tom's father with the trailer park. What do you mean? It's a trailer park. Of course you're connected to a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people. Well, let the transport themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled the Bright Falls in 1911. Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
If I was Maine here, I would have probably just cut her off. I would have turned off the phone, because that's nasty. God, I love Big Trouble in Little China. The Night Owl, the voice of Pat Maine, all night, every night. Early bird, start your day right. That's cute. Hey, coffee. I'm sure Pat won't mind. He knows how it is. You're not going to be able to do that, bud.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run down, Dan Brown. You got
Dan Brown! I forgot that name was used.
Whoa, everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I forgot how goddamn nasty Nightingale is.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
God, everything there was so funny. God damn, H.P. Lovecraft! But then also, God, I've fallen off so many cliffs. I guess that's what happens when you name your most recent novel The Sudden Stop. God damn. Alan Wright, Wake, you are a bad writer, affectionate. Manuscript page. Nightingale in the radio station.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
As well it should. Even accounting for the fact that our buddy Nightingale here might be an anti-SCP guy. It's like, come on. Maybe cool it a little bit. There's a generator, right? Where's the generatoring? It's on the other side, god damn it. There we go. Gun having no more stealth segment. I mean, it doesn't even count as a stealth segment, really. Just a depowered segment. But yes, gun get. Let's get our way out of here. Oh, damn. 3 of them. Well, none of them now.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Well, this is in fact the most, like, damn, if only the darkness controls the Taken. It's a good thing you established that there are people helping you out, Wake. Speaking of people helping you out, time to get ambushed by like a billion dudes. Justice is coming to Susur. Imagine if all out of a sudden he called him like my name. That'd be fucking creepy. I feel like there's something on the roof. You'll never catch me alive, copper. I have a flashlight. Ho, ho, ho. In light, you can hurt them. Manuscript page. Oh, right. Knight, that reminds me. We did find some collectibles in the Darkness Zone. Wake attacked by a bulldozer. You ever... So last episode we had Wake hears a chainsaw, and that's a very, like, is that good situation? This is a very, like, is that good situation?
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Oh, okay. I think that might... I mean, like, this feels like... You know, actually, you're right. This isn't one of those zones. It felt like it, but it's not. It definitely feels like over here will be one of those. Oh, hey, coffee. Oh, hey, another manuscript page. Sarah distrusts Nightingale. No shit.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Emergency box full of ammo and batteries. Ah, phone call.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Something tells me that Alan Wake is fully willing to accept anything being weird as long as it directly helps him with his personal goals. Thus being okay with, say, Rose being obviously suspicious. Wake attacked by a possessed object. Please stop attacking me with things.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Looks like we're going to have a poltergeist boss on our hands.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Follow the light. It'll lead you to where you need to go. It'll give you advice. Like maybe not wandering on the struts in a place like this, where trains are running and darkness threatens to overtake everything. I don't know, it just seems like a bad idea. Case in point.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger.
Further case in point.
Taking over everything in its path.
Yeah, case is in point. Ow! Bonk. Ow! Ow, I'm dying. Probably should have put down the flare.
The opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
I am unfortunately out of flashbangs. But I do have flares, and that'll be enough.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Flashbang, go! Oh god, everything is killing me. Oh. Okay, I'm alive. Mostly alive. Okay, we live. We don't die today. God, that's a wheelbarrow. An entire wheeled barrow! Ow! No, credit to Wake. I don't think I could take an entire wheelbarrow to the face. Yeah, like, dude can't sprint very hard, but, like, you bop him with a steel beam and he'll keep on trucking. Manuscript page. Wake and the dark presence in the lodge.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Yeah, Raz would absolutely beat him up. Raz would go into Alan Wake's mind and have a hell of a time.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing. Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Okay, so everyone makes that joke that, like, oh, Stephen King makes horror stories where things come to life. That's literally only, like, Christine, right? That's literally only the car. None of them are like that otherwise. Why is that such a career-defining creation when it's only the only time he's done that? Like, that's weird to me. I don't remember who Jesse Faden is. I feel like I should, though. I'm just blanking on who that is. Also, hey, more coffee. Oh, yes, yeah. Alan Wake is therefore an accurate representation of a Stephen King fan. That's not wrong. That's correct, actually. I know this because, while I do like a lot of King's work, I would not consider myself a fan. And that is because I've read his work. There's some good stuff in there, but like there's also everything to do with the Dark Tower, which is almost all of it. That might be a controversial statement. I just don't like the Dark Tower series very much. Oop. Oh. Dudes and objects. Flare. I definitely intended to dodge there, but this works too. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Good night. Although she does have the gun. Nope. Ambushed. Oh, am I out of flares? How am I out of flares? I had like 3 of them. Ow! He hit me with a traffic sign! Or, no, that's a double. These cops are very rude. I should have my shotgun out at all times. In light, you can hurt them. Well, we found a checkpoint. Flare. Flare, 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 flare. Need more flares. Flares are really useful. Oh, hey, TV. I hope everyone's ready for another episode of Night Springs.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Durl's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Durlett, we don't want to feel like we're an exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are ran short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Would I really?
Of course, Mr. Durlett.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
such classes always bear fruit. Night springs.
Yeah, that one wasn't very good. Like, and to be fair, that is not uncommon with Twilight Zone episodes. Like, there are time. No, the game didn't froze. I navigated away from it for a second to check messages. There are episodes of Twilight Zone where you're just like, man, wouldn't it be fucked up if something like this happened? And that feels kind of like what this episode was. This episode was like, man, wouldn't it be fucked up if you went looking for like cool mythological cults and stuff, and then you found like a real elder god cult? That'd be fucking weird. That'd be messed up. So it does fit the Twilight Zone aesthetic of like sometimes just being weird. But I do agree that it is very much like that was the worst of them. Wake is attacked by the dark presence. Please stop attacking me.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Uh-oh. Well, here comes the bulldozer. We knew this was going to happen. Oh god! Oh god! Oh, I got tangled up in his wheels. More flares is good. Oh god! Ouch! Ow! Okay, this is, this feels like it's going to be a difficult boss fight. Ow! Wow, he got me with a 2-hit combo. Destroy! Okay, that was That was actually a fair bit easier than I thought it would be. Whoop! Be gone! To the light with you! That went surprisingly well, aside from the parts where I died. The secret to that, I think, is that the flares are strong enough to damage the darkness on the bulldozer. So what you gotta do is do that, and in conjunction with the flashlight, bust them up real good. Hell yeah, more coffee. Oh, and there's just a free vehicle here for us. Free car to a good home. I was hoping there would be a manuscript page. Ah. Ah, ah. I think there's a quick turn system in this game that the keyboard does not really work with well.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
That was a rather short episode if this is day again.
The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Coal Mine Museum. Is there anything over here?
Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
Well, no manuscript page, which is unfortunate. But also, I think that was worth it. Just the understanding that, like, no dark is safe. Even in the daylight, there are shadows that are very dangerous. Which, boy, we sure are going into a coal mine. A place that is always dark. Pretty much. Yeah, Alan Wake is decidedly a fool in a lot of senses. Especially the fact that he decided to stop driving to go to the coal mine museum. Like, you could have drove the rest of the way here. Why you make me run, bud? Or was I just supposed to get back in the car and then drive it? Have I made a glaring error? Can you not just go back in the truck? I don't know. See, I thought that that we got out, which meant we were supposed to be out of it, I hadn't considered just going back in the truck. Well, we're committed. Alan, well, it's okay. Car 2. Car 2 for people who forgot Car 1. Yeah, we were supposed to drive that entire way. Whoop! Is that a manuscript piece? No, that's just light. That's just the texture. Boy, it's a good thing this minivan is also here. I guess I did figure that out. I have no idea what happened to fix it, but it did. I think the funniest thing about the presence of Car 2 is that it means that in testing, people ran the whole way because they did not realize what they were supposed to do. And that's very funny to me. I don't know how to drive, so yes, Knight.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use it. Well, a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Yeah, Maine is a cool guy. But also, I feel like anyone after meeting Nightingale would be like that. You know, actually, Car 2, no thank you. I want Car 3. Right, this is the way that I came from, so I gotta turn around. All the way back up at the fire pet tower. Another radio already?
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that too. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate. Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it. Well, see, to me that's strange because I always think you was a hopeless romantic. You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're looking complete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish see? And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything. But what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one, she was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past. But I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, man.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Man, I feel bad for Pat. And no, I do not drive my sled dogs like I drive cars. Mostly because I don't have a sled dog. Also, let's be fair, while there is some human interaction with a sled dog, those are self-driving vehicles. Also, car 4. Whoop! Is there stuff over here? Alan's knees are fine. He doesn't use them very often, so they're still very strong. Manuscript page. Mott on the ferry.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Well, we have learned the name of the kidnapper and died. Ah, shit, hell. We'll leave that radio unlistened to then. His name is Mott? Impossible! That's a very silly name. I must be in a terrible horror novel. Damn, this thing controls like ass. Bright Falls Coal Mine.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. Man, it's a good thing. Don't want to end up, like, unearthing something. While there was some earlier residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls Coal Mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. I actually do love going to museums. I went to a museum... When I was in Peace River during the fire evacuations, I went to their lovely museum where I learned about how their town worked and stuff, including I'm genuinely blanking on the dude's name, but it was really cool. Manuscript page. Sarah in the radio station.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Uh-oh. That would be bad. In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor volcanic eruption, sure, okay, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. That makes sense. Explains all the kind of ruiny places here. We found a cutscene.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
That's actually pretty rough. Poor Alan. And oh, we have Night Segment 2.
Wake!
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by you.
You want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him!
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Well, that's... Uh-oh. I was trying! Video game, I was trying to leave the building!
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Guess we're going out the fun way. Why is that so red? Oh, hey, great. Button. Ah, I see. It's important. Also, resources. Oh, and coffee. Yay, coffee. Manuscript page. Need to get it. Thomas Zane in love with Barbara Jagger.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Dang. That's a powerful love. That's infinite revolver ammo. That's concerning. That's also a revolver, in case we did not have a revolver. Oh, the guys... Ow! Pressing the wrong button. Go, flare! sending the entire thing at me. Ow! Oh, God! That was close. Oh! Well, dang. Very explosive, that. Flashbangs. Only 2 of them, but we're now loaded for bore. Get back here, darkness man. Get taken. Rude of them to set up a trap like that. Clever, but rude. You know, that's a good point, Knight. We probably shouldn't open this. Go get him. Ow, an entire fridge. Well, that's dealt with. Uh-oh. The Dark Presence tornado is coming. That's not good.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Ooh, flare gun. Everybody like a flare gun. Ah, they knocked me out of the thing. Rude. Grenade. Oh, damn it. Damn. Turns out a lot of dude with knives. Dangerous. those are explosive barrels. Gotta be careful. Although, if those are explosive barrels... Kabam! Well, that was a fun ride. Ah! I heard that knocking, but I was wondering when it was going to show up. Uh-oh. Grenade! Grenade out! Whew! Sadly, that was my last flashbang, but worth it. Gonna make good use of my resources here. Take advantage of the fact that a lot of lot of explosive barrels in this place. Or miss all of them. Ow, rude, 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 rude! Oh, Jesus! I got an achievement, but at what cost? Okay. Flare gun! You know a gun is good in a video game where when you use it, it feels like you're using a magic spell. Trust no one in the dark. Because that's what the flare gun feels like in this. It feels like casting fireball in a video game, or like in a video game where you use magic, not a video game where you use guns. It's just very satisfying. Coffee on a silly chair. Follow. I will. Manuscript page. Wake is touched by the dark presence.
Some of the taken retained echoes of their former selves. But these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
That's concerning. It also makes it very clear that we have been altered in some way. The dark presence has already been to us. Oh, the entire tree! Okay. I wasn't looking the right way, so I didn't get properly spooked, but still concerning. I love finding resources and having max of all the things that can be picked up. Because I do genuinely mean that, because it means that I'm playing the game good. Uh-oh.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
You probably shouldn't lampshade it like that, bud. Haha, lampshade. You know, that seems likely. Oh, a train car fell down. Oh, what? Oh, the goop. Wondered what was hitting me, because there was no, like, violence noises. But no, it's just goop. It's probably a little unnecessary. But it just feels so cool to do. Speaking of unnecessary but cool to do, flash out! Uh-oh. Missed. Got him. Oh, everything's foggy here. Script page. Wake and Barry in the cell.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Well, damn. That's a bad look for us. Being called Raymond Chandler? Something about that feels wrong. I don't actually remember who Raymond Chandler is. Somebody help. Oh, there's a coffee mug up there. Coffee thermos up there. I could go there. Would not be that out of the way. Also, I hope everyone is having a good time watching me play the silly video game. Because I'm having a really good time. Oh! On purpose! There is no world where that was not intentional. Ah, more flashbangs. 3 flashbangs! Oh. Why you gotta doom me like this? Why you gotta give me a bunch of cool things and then summon a bunch of enemies like Doom or Silent Sam, Serious Sam? At least they're all dead. So I only really got... Ow. I feel like I remember what the big sleep is, but I also don't at the same time. Like, I should know what it is, but I don't. Anyway, that was... Two flashbangs got in for doing that. Not 3, because I had to use one. Oh good, more shotgun for me. Yum yum.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Okay, detective story. It felt like a detective story. I don't want to switch my shotgun for a rifle. Rifles are good in video games where you can aim. This game doesn't really have much in the way of feeling like you can aim. Did it's longer range, which has benefits, but it also requires a reload after every shot, which has negatives. Flash out. More shotgun, more flashbang. Oh, more flare gun ammo. I am being rewarded, and I like it. I don't actually know which way I'm supposed to go. Ow. Ow! Oh, I died. Damn. Oh, I have to re-get all that stuff. And I do want to re-get that stuff.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Please leave me alone. Flashbang out. Thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening. For you! Ow! Goodness. That's gonna lead to my death. That's so many guys. Oh, that was a direct hit. What? Where did you come from? You all gotta leave me alone. Checkpoint reached. Further tree felling.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Probably just a coincidence that looks like a grave. Checkpoint again. There are a lot of checkpoints in this game, which good.
Shift may cause cancer.
Ah, dodgy boys. Why are you so fast? I was hoping he'd run into it. Got him! Graveyard shifts might cause cancer, but you won't have to worry about that. Also, no, these are not coincidences. This is actually a graveyard. Oh, damn. That's not good for Alan. Boop. Ah, embrace the light. Yes, do experience initial sparks. I've heard it's quite good.
This was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Oh, that's an entire cart. Honestly, kind of a weirdo and seems okay. Those are fine superlatives for me. Like, damn, I'm only a little weird seeming? Great. Manuscript page. Wake and Casey. Who is Casey?
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight. Something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Ah, right. Alex Casey is his Max Payne. Is his maximum pain character. Gray Peak Gorge. Originally founded in 1928, the Gray Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the main miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here were buried there. Grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Gray Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. Free coffee from the 70s! Yeah! Oh, and batteries. I have maximum batteries, though, so it's fine. You know, it would be funny if there were no attacks in this ghost town area, because the Dark Presence can only, like, use people. And this is a ghost town, so there's no people in there. And you know what? That's a valid criticism, Knight. I don't really have an answer to that. And right, yeah, I can use objects. And there are many objects here. Well, we got him, though. Oh, come on! Good news is, flares are like brick walls to these things. For some reason, my headphones are dying. And unfortunately, I cannot just reload batteries into them. Oh, that's an entire train piece. I mean, I do have cat ear headphones. That is a thing I could do. I just have to unpack them from my bag. There we go. We have killed the entire steam engine. Safe haven.
I needed a key for the door.
A safe haven, but no key. Devious. Key is here. Also, who went out all this way to make a safe haven for me? I appreciate it, but still. Oh, flare gun ammo. Right, I could have used flares against that. Or flashbangs, even. Oof.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance.
Well, my headphones have died.
Wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself,
have to remove them.
His girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
That's ominous. Also, no, that's also, like, close to plagiarism. A little bit. And yeah, we should end the stream soon. I don't want a hunting rifle. I just need to find a good checkpoint. More trees falling down. Next. Well, there's our checkpoint. Well, thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for enjoying, if you have been enjoying. I'm going to do what I have been doing and like send all of you to another person. We're going to raid somebody as soon as internet decides to load up Twitch properly. And when I send you over to them, tell them that you just got back from Night Springs and all you got was this lousy t-shirt. Because I still think that's funny. No one is streaming. So, never mind then. I have no one to raid over to. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.